All right, our next section is about reform, which means to reform something, to change it, okay? All right, church leaders preach something called applied Christianity to help the poor. In the Bible, it says very specifically, Jesus says to take care of the poor. And their problem is, in the Gilded Age of America, they're looking around and seeing these rich millionaires and billionaires, and they're not taking care of the poor. They're taking care of themselves. So the social gospel movement, or the applied Christianity movement, both of these kind of work together, said that if you are a Christian and you have money, it is your job to take care of the poor, okay? One of these people that did a lot in Chicago specifically is Miss Jane Addams, okay? She will be on your LEAP test. She keeps coming up over and over again, okay? You need to remember her. She's a vocabulary word as well. So she went and bought an old rundown mansion in Chicago, and she named it the Hull House, okay? Hull. And she invited all kinds of poor immigrants and their children to the Hull House. Now, she was a kind of a rich lady, and she had a very good education growing up, and she wanted to help these new immigrants coming in, these Irish and these Italians and all these people, to learn English. They were taught the Bible, okay, the gospel. In fact, that was the textbook that they used to read. And they were taught vocational training. You need to know how to do math. You need to know how to work in America. She would teach sewing. She would teach, basic skills to survive in this country. So this is Miss Jane Addams teaching a bunch of immigrants. Now, when these little immigrant children would grow up, they would actually be successful business people, and they would send money back to Miss Jane Addams, and she would use that money to further fund the Hull House and to open new settlement houses. Miss Jane Addams started a trend with this social gospel movement and settlement houses. And while she wasn't the first, she was definitely the most famous, and she was a good example. And thousands of settlement houses popped up all over America to help the poor. There was no welfare. There was no food stamps. There was no free school for the most part. This accomplished a lot of that stuff, and it helped a lot of Americans get their start. Okay? So,